Welcome back to 2DG. We got another beer review for you.
Yes, we do.
Hey, what do we have today?
Today we have Higher Math from Dogfish Head. This is their 20th anniversary special ale.
Out of?
Milton,
Delaware.
This one is a golden ale brewed with chocolate and sour cherry juice. So what they're saying is it's their birthday cake in liquid form.
With an ABV of?
17%.
Damn!
Dogfish Head does brew a lot of beers with high ABV. This one, especially being a golden ale, I didn't expect it to reach that kind of heights as far as the ABV. If you actually look here, we've got a special special cap. Excuse me. This cap generally signifies like a once-a-year release or something along those lines.
And if you don't homebrew, 17% is pretty rough to get with a standard yeast.
I'm guessing they probably use like a champagne.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting into the champagne yeast category or the turbo yeast or something, you know. You're getting into some rarefied air with a beer of that. I mean, I had wines for Thanksgiving that were less ABV than that. And I had a good one that somebody thought was high ABV that was the same.
This is Dogfish Head, so we obviously expect good stuff.
A lot, yeah.
But let's get it open.
Let's open it.
20th anniversary, Higher Math.
Really excited. Actually, I am really excited. I've always liked Dogfish Head. And I think you were the one that turned me onto that.
If you got it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of years drinking some real garbage. And then a lot of years not drinking at all.
Why?
It was my choice while you guys were growing up.
You figured those would be our formative I need to drink years.
I don't know what that has to do with formative for you, but...
Oh no, it's on the phone. Oh well.
What?
Got on my phone.
We don't care.
Yeah.
This is a special little beer. I hope.
We hope.
I don't know how it can't be.
Alright, so, in this they said they did use sour cherry juice, so that's going to obviously affect the color. Now, golden ale, you obviously expect it to be golden. It's actually kind of layered. If you look down at the bottom, you do get the golden hue, yes, but otherwise it's a kind of like a ruby red type of color.
Yeah, amber, away from the light. You'd think it was a Pepsi.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it could also have like a pomegranate juice type of color.
Yeah,
but
it's got a reddish tint to it.
The head obviously dissipates quickly. If you're that high in ABV, you wouldn't expect it to stick around. You do get a tiny bit of lacing along the outside. Let's give it a smell.
Yeah, it's got some. Let's do it. Interesting. This is not the other 99% smell that, 99% of Dogfish Head beers will have that Dogfish Head smell from their proprietary yeast, I assume, but this one's a little bit, it's different.
It's super interesting because, like, okay, you get the fruit juice in there, the cherry juice. It doesn't have any kind of sour distinction to it as far as the smell. You do get a ton of alcohol in there. You would expect that from 17%. It'd be really hard to hide that.
Yeah, that's almost
but also, with, like, the chocolate, it's not like a milk chocolate or even a baker's chocolate. It's like a nutty kind of chocolate, and I don't really know how else to describe it other than that. It's got a ton of nuttiness to it. It almost borders like a Reese's cup kind of thing, like. And it's weird because like you wouldn't expect that because the peanut butter element, but I'm getting almost that kind of smell to it.
There's a fruitiness too, though.
Yeah, you definitely get the fruit juice as well. But I said definitely the alcohol is here.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get a taste.
All right. Ooh, wow. Wow. Get a little of that nasal burn.
He's being generous by saying a little. Okay, if you do just a shot of alcohol, you're getting that kind of burn here. And I know it's about 30% lower than your standard, like, vodka or anything like that. But wow.
Yeah. It's quite a bit.
The alcohol in this is insane.
I won't say it's like a shot though.
Past that, you get the fruitiness, but it dies quickly.
Yeah.
Because in the middle, it's almost like chocolatey peanut butter, and like there's no peanut anything to this beer. There's no peanut butter characteristic as far as additives whatsoever. But that's what I get. I get like a Reese's Cup, muted albeit, but I get like a nutty Reese's Cup type of flavor. Obviously, it's actually, you know what? It's not as dry as I thought it was going to be in the back end. And I think that's where the fruit juice kind of comes in to keep it not dry. But it's
I'm getting a massively stickiness up front. I mean, from this, this has got what I tend to refer to as a stone brewing quality, where it's almost a syrupy thickness to it. This doesn't feel that thick, but it's got that sugary, pasty, not pasty, but thickness to it, stickiness, and it lingers.
Which is insane because a beer of this kind of alcohol content, you don't expect there to be that much sugar left.
Yeah, you would have thought the yeast consumed all the sugars to make that alcohol content, but there's a lot. I mean, gosh, I can't imagine their grain bill in this just to keep that much residual sweetness.
Basically, the flavor profile I'm getting is like if you took like a preserve and it'd be like cherry or strawberry. I'm actually getting what kind of strawberry taste from this, but like, and then you drop like real dark chocolate and a tiny bit of peanut butter in there, and like just mix it all up. That's what I get. I don't know. I can't speak for him, obviously, but
it's almost just a cherry cordial.
Yeah, it's wow.
With the chocolate and it's interesting.
It's super interesting, and I've had probably almost all of the Dogfish Head beers, I think, or at least quite a few of them. I know their brew pub releases tons of them. They never make it outside of there. But anyway, as far as commercially, I've had a ton.
And I'll say that this is probably one of the more unique Dogfish Heads I've had.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Like you said, Dogfish tends to have a standardized smell and taste. Now, there's a lot of fluctuation within there, and they always do a superb job. But this one is so outside of the box for Dogfish Head, as far as I've experienced. It's a radically different beer for them.
Like you touched on right there. And Dogfish Head has like a huge array of different beers that they've done. They do your standard IPA from their 60-minute to their Imperial IPA 90-minute, but then they do the Ancient Ale series, which is just great. Hugely like diverse from their regular standard.
It's Dogfish.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. Now this one by far and away the most unique in both aroma and taste that I've had from them. And that's
I agree.
Insane to say. But okay, let's get into our ratings now. We're gonna pull up
there is still that Dogfish smell and taste though, but man, what a different beer.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up RateBeer. Now, the style this is under is American Strong Ale. What that is basically there's no Belgian characteristic to it. So if it was had any sort of like Belgian yeast or anything in there, it would generally be called a barley wine or a Belgian Strong Ale. This one, they don't use any kind of Belgian yeast, and they use generally, I'm pretty sure they use generally American ingredients, so like American grown grain and all that stuff. Now, that being said, for the style, they give this one a 6.
Wait. This is who? RateBeer?
RateBeer.
Gave this a Dogfish Head beer a 6.
And for the overall, a 39.
A Dogfish Head beer.
A 39.
Look, I may be a Dogfish Head fan, but I have never heard of a Dogfish Head beer getting slapped like that.
I want to read one of these real quick, and this is something that we don't normally do. And this is
sure to say who it is.
Yeah, this is they rated it a 0.7. The user is 574 Dead Zone. Now it says,
I wonder if that's the area code.
It says, and I quote, "Yeah, sure, this was probably built to age for another 20 years. I could agree with that. But my time is precious. Probably not as precious as you think. Pours a thick, goopy, dark red with no head and no bubbles even visible. That tells you that this person doesn't know what they're talking about, because a beer with that kind of alcohol level will never have a head that sticks around. Nose is noxious, so they're trying to be smart.
No, but they're saying it's that strong alcohol.
A blast of weird, gross chocolate and cherry, along with nail polish remover. I kind of get what they're saying with the nail polish remover, just because the alcohol is so prevalent, and we touched on that. That apparently is prevalent in Dogfish Head high ABV stuff. Not true.
I would say ABV
because
high
I've had their
general.
I've had their raison d'etre, which is I think about 20%, and I don't get any of that. Right. Taste is terribly sweet. It is sweet. It's not terrible. With nothing else. Clearly, their palate is not reformed.
Refined.
Well, reformed as well, because I'm guessing they started out as a crappy beer drinker, since they gave this a 0.7.
Reformed would be a change, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They haven't changed over yet, so they shouldn't be wasting their money on a beer that's clearly past their tasting. The beer is heinous. This beer is a heinous atrocity.
Wow.
What a way to slap yourself in your own face at your own birthday party.
Whatever. Everybody has their own opinion.
It's like a perfectly good party that you ruin by getting too drunk, in parentheses, probably off of 18% cough syrup. This is only 17%. And turning into a crying, whining mess, bitching about how your life didn't turn out the way you wanted. So, totally appropriate?
I can't believe Calgione would ever sit back and think that.
Yeah, well, that. But also, their grammar was awful in that last sentence.
So whatever. RateBeer gave it a horribly low score. I should say the people of RateBeer.
Yeah. And, you know, did I trash that person? Yeah. Did he deserve it? Yeah. Does he have his own taste, though? Yes.
And
we have to
and he's entitled to that. You know, and I don't know what his preferred styles are, so
that being said, not only that guy, I picked him because he was the lowest score that I saw, but him or her, excuse me. But overall, everyone kind of collectively crapped on this beer.
Obviously.
Overall, American Strong Ale. The only other American Strong Ale that is pretty well known is Arrogant Bastard from Stone, which we will eventually have a review of. What is your score?
Okay, straight up. Overall, I'm going to give this an 8. I'm going to give it an 8 because it's an exquisite beer. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of alcohol in that. If you open up a 17% beer and think it's going to be as dull as a Bud Light, you're a fool to begin with. There's going to be that alcohol bite. You know there is. And it's not going to be a bourbon flavor because it's not a bourbon barrel-aged beer. But I think it nails most aspects of what I want. You know, I mean, it's got that malty backbone. It's got a lot of sweetness. It's got that cherry to help really ease that around. Now, yeah, you might get a little cherry cough syrupy flavor here and there, but
there were certain points on that person's review that I could agree with or see.
But I can't see ever giving this a 0.7. The fact that you can produce this high in ABV with that much malt backbone living after the fact.
Not only that, but with that much flavor.
Yeah, amazing.
And that's the thing too. A lot of this that we're saying, not only is it kind of based on Dogfish Head's name carrying a lot of weight, but it's also based on the fact that we're tasting it. There's so much flavor complexity in there. I do see what he's saying with the weird chocolate flavor, because it is kind of weird, because it brings kind of like a peanut butter element to it. And there's nothing peanut butter, like I said, in this beer. However, it works. And yes, is it sweet? Hell yeah, it's sweet, which is kind of surprising. Sweet. But it works. The alcohol kind of plays on the sweetness, and it's kind of like having an IPA that's well balanced. The alcohol and the sweetness really balance each other out. The alcohol wins in the end.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
Yeah.
So what do you give it on?
American Strong Ale, and it's kind of like the hamburger. It's a distinctly American beer, which normally with a regular one, like say Stone Arrogant Bastard, you get a ton of like malt flavor to it. This one you don't.
You get a lot of sweetness though.
American Strong Ale, I'm going to give this one a 9 because it's not just your typical, I'm just going to throw a ton of malt in there, throw in enough hops to give it a decent balance, and throw you in a high alcohol beer that I can charge you a lot of money for. Do they charge a decent amount for this? Yeah. Is it worth it? Yeah. I bought it. So,
And like most things America's a young country, so even the styles are not fully developed yet necessarily. So,
but yeah, this is easy. I would easily pay for this again, easily. And
sure,
I don't understand how it got.
I don't either.
Such terrible scores. Overall,
I'm going to drop it down to a 7. It's a bit harsh on both sides of it for me. It's a little too sweet. I mean, you like that sweetness to cut that high alcohol flavor, which is a lot of alcohol. But at the same time, it's sweet. It's quite sweet, and you feel it hanging around, you know. And so I'm going to drop it down to a 7. That's not an unflattering 7. It's just probably not something I'm going to do a whole lot. I have the same issue with a lot of stone beers that are just too sweet for my, preference. And this overall is preference, so I'm going to give it a 7.
I will drop this one down, and it's only because I'm not a huge fan of the style. Mostly because they've mostly, other than this one, been like kind of one-dimensional or close to the same. I'm gonna drop it down to an 8. Well, another reason being because this beer is like not available pretty much ever because it's their 20th anniversary beer. Now, that doesn't say if commercial success they won't bring it back, but apparently that's not gonna happen. So, the reason being, availability and the fact that it's kind of just a loose interpretation of a style.
Yeah.
But for me, the flavor profile from sweet to chocolate to peanut butter to alcohol, it's such a wide range, and it does well with that. It's insane. And given the chance, I will buy this beer again. Absolutely.
To think that Calgione and Dogfish Head ever are going to do a 0.7 beer, 0.7 rating out of 100.
To put this up here, for style wise, Miller Lite for their style got like a 3. So they're giving this one a 6 for their style. They're kind
Is
of
it a 6 or a point?
No, it's a 6.
That guy gave it a point.
Yeah, the guy gave it a 0.7 or whatever. The other ones are slightly higher or whatever, but again, none of them are above a 3.3. Yeah, absolute joke. That like we said, obviously everybody has their own tastes, but like clearly some of your tastes need worked on. And I'm not saying that because I'm better than you. I'm saying it because you got some homework to do.
Hey,
wow.
Whatever though. Maybe we're just insane.
Yeah, we
Leave
could be just dead wrong. Yeah.
Tell us what you thought of it. Maybe we're way off, but
Tell me if
I don't see who could think a Dogfish Head beer could ever be that low.
And from the critique of that guy's review, tell me if I'm an asshole. Whatever, that's fine.
Smash the like button
Smash
too.
it, punch it.
Even if you didn't like this video, hit the like or the thumbs up, thumbs down button. Whatever. Interact.
Subscribe so you can make fun of us some more if you want.
Hey, there you go. We've already reviewed beers that people have suggested.
That's true. We do listen to our fans. And we will talk to you as well.
But whatever you do, check back next time on 2DG.
Out.
See ya.